Let's go. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. I'm getting close. I can taste it. I'm going up like a spaceship. I'm shaking the ground. I'm making it loud. I go to work when nobody's around. It's time to get it. It's time to go. It's time to shine. It's my time to blow.
Hey partner, I'm Barry, your pocket crew chief, the very first AI-powered mechanic for sim racing. Got a car that's a little loose or tight? Just tell me how it's handling, and I'll whip up instant setup recommendations just for you. Want me to get even more precise? Snap a picture of your setup, and I'll fine-tune it to perfection. And hey, I'm not just about giving orders. I'll explain why every adjustment matters, so you can really understand your ride. I'll even teach you the science behind the setup. Ever wonder why the track bar is so important? I've got the answer. With Pocket Crew Chief, I'll make you smarter, faster, and race ready. So what are we waiting for? Let's build to win.
Go have a good day today. Like I said, load all the fans. Thank you guys for coming out here. We got a great crowd today. Everybody listening at home.
If you push, I'm defiant.
Everybody enjoy
Just
the
try it. It is bound to get violent when you walk this way.
Do it. All four tires face the same direction at the end of this thing. Ready? Green, 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 green. Good, baby. Put the pressure on that little. You know what? You get him. Crash behind you. Just past halfway, bud. Just past halfway. A lot of racing to go. Take care of your stuff. that car up there at your next spot. Hit him. Yeah, man, let him come to you. Don't push him. White flag, nice and smooth. Checker flag.
It's throwback night in the SRL Standup Fight Series Invitational Cup, and as is tradition, we're at Darlington. After a bye week, the drivers of the Standup Fight Series are back, refreshed, and ready to go for 120 laps around the track too tough to tame. I'm Scott Schreck. I'm joined by Sal Nikosia and Kobe Jordan up here in the broadcast booth. Sal, tell us a little bit about what makes Darlington so special.
Darlington, absolutely one of the most unique tracks here on this schedule. One that you really have to love. The shape of this track, uniquely positioned, a track that is a staple of history throughout the NASCAR world, throughout all of the series. So it's going to take a special kind of driver running a special kind of line to get that special result here tonight.
Yeah, Darlington can be a really tricky track because of how different these corners are. Turns 1 and 2, much higher banked, much wider radius in comparison to turns 3 and 4, which you got to go a lot slower through because the track quite a bit tighter down there. So it's kind of a new challenge every time you go down into these corners, and you got to run right up off the wall to get it going here. Some drivers and some fans would consider kind of that early 2000s Darlington to be maybe the track's best era, obviously with the 2003 Darlington race being one of the most iconic races ever. And we're here tonight in the Gen 4 Cup car, which is the type of car they were using back then, and hopefully we'll get just as good of a show.
Yeah, I think we're in for a real treat here tonight. This track, they nickname it the Lady in Black. Too tough to tame, though, is the one that sticks out to me. And this track, not for the faint of heart. We'll see who can get both hands around this one and tame it here tonight.
Yeah, and looking at your points right now as we head through the 6th race into the 7th race of the Stand-Up Fight Series, your points leader by a long shot is Aaron Smith. It's really just going to come down to, can anybody catch the driver of that 70 car to try and take this title away? He's got 4 wins this season, and he's dominated week in, week out. Justin Wilson sits second right now with Chris Smith in third, Devin Jack in fourth, and Braxton DeWeese in fifth. Sixth right now is Chris Pierce. Patrick Colby and Scotty Sobzak are tied for P7, with Johnny Rapp and Samuel Stone rounding out the top 10. They're tied for 9th. Back from there, it's Matt Kuntz, Josh Ward, Rye Jones, Jacob Phillips, and Laurel Wiseman. The rest of your top 15 as it runs at the moment. And our schedule's looking pretty good here with only about half the season left to go here in the Stand-Up Fight Series. Obviously, we're running Darlington tonight. We were at Road America last week. We'll be going to Talladega, North Wilkesboro, Watkins Glen, Auto Club, and Homestead to close out the season. So if you want to catch the driver of that 70 car, Aaron Smith, you've got 6 more weeks to try to get the run done to do it. We're going to send it down to the national anthem, and when we come back, we will have the grid and the start of the race. Stay tuned.
Ready, set, let's go. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. There's nothing you can do to stop it. I've been on the way up cause they know I'm popping. Hits, no misses. Clean up like the dishes. Ain't no point telling me to stop cause I won't listen. Every level got a new devil. I'ma give them hell cause I don't know better. I'm a born winner. I'm going all the way up. There's nothing you can do to make me ever give up. Let's go. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. I'm getting close. I can taste it. I'm going up like a spaceship. I'm shaking the ground. I'm making it loud. I go to work when nobody's around. It's time to get it. It's time to go. It's time to shine. It's my time to blow.
Hey partner, I'm Barry, your pocket crew chief, the very first AI-powered mechanic for sim racing. Got a car that's a little loose or tight? Just tell me how it's handling, and I'll whip up instant setup recommendations just for you. Want me to get even more precise? Snap a picture of your setup, and I'll fine-tune it to perfection. And hey, I'm not just about giving orders. I'll explain why every adjustment matters, so you can really understand your ride. I'll even teach you the science behind the setup. Ever wonder why the track bar is so important? I've got the answer. With Pocket Crew Chief, I'll make you smarter, faster, and race ready. So what are we waiting for? Let's build to win.
Welcome back to Darlington in the Stand-Up Fight Series Invitational Cup. We got a couple stories to keep an eye on tonight as we make our way through 120 laps around Darlington. The first is that you gotta set up your pass here. It's kind of hard to go side by side through these corners. It's basically impossible to go three wide through these corners. So you need to plan out your moves, set them up to make sure you're able to get them done without too much contact or incident here. Stay out of the wall. The Darlington Stripe is iconic here, but if you pick up a couple of those, you're pretty likely to pick up some damage to your car as well. And that can not only slow you down, but it can make your car feel like a magnet through that outside wall. Just got to keep it clean, keep it out of the fence, and keep it on track if you want a chance to win tonight. Tires, always a factor at Darlington. This track is a cheese grater when it comes to tires, and you got to take care of them here tonight with only 3 sets available back in the pits, or excuse me, only 2 sets available back in the pits. 3 in total. Really got to keep an eye on your tire wear if you want to have something here at the end of the race. Pit road entry also going to be a factor. The pit road entry at this track is notoriously difficult. You have to drop down at a really awkward spot. We'll see if we have any green flag pit stops, if any of these drivers have some problems and maybe potentially end their race with a bad pit road entry. As we get ready to go here from Darlington, we're doing a warm-up session right now. Last chance for these drivers to maybe make any changes that they need to their setups, to their cars. Make any last-minute tweaks. Just kind of get comfortable with their cars before they head out on the racetrack here for our 120-lap race tonight. You're seeing Aaron Smith there in that yellow number 70, your points leader. He's trying to find a way into the infield. It does not seem to be working out very well for him. And here's one of our throwback schemes we got going on right now. That's Scotty Sobczak in the 81. We pulled off the track here in just a second as we get ready to go green on tonight's race.
He's got the fine Kenny Wallace machine running out there.
That he does.
Love seeing these schemes here tonight at Darlington.
We will get the starting grid ready for you here in just a second. On pole, who could have guessed it? It's the 70 car of Aaron Smith. Taking your pole position tonight, Braxton Deweese, always a hot starter, is going to roll off outside of him in the 8. Third row, you see him right there. It's the 91 of Rye Jones inside of the 81 of Scotty Sobzak. Johnny Rapp goes from 5th in the 52. Chris Smith, one of the highest up drivers in points, starts 6th in the 28. One spot ahead of a couple more drivers who are looking to move up the point standings in Devin Jack in the 49 and Josh Ward in the 92. Rounding out your top 10 tonight will be James Danforth in the 88 and Patrick Colby in the 87.
Firing off 11th, it's the 25 of Chris Pierce, lining up with the 65 of Samuel Stoner. That's the 5 of Robert Bropes there in 13th position, and Derek Fike in 14th. Steve Vest and Paul Thomas line up 15th and 16th, with Jay Heisman, Peter Stewart, Jacob Phillips, Matt Kuntz rounding out the top 20, and Nick Dykasser in 21st.
We are getting ready to go here tonight from Darlington. We mentioned it a little earlier here. Only 3 tire sets available tonight. You've got 1 on the car. That means you've got 2 tire changes over the course of 120 laps. These drivers are going to need to manage, or else they could end up in some big trouble tonight on tires. Track temperature tonight is a little low, though. It's only 74 degrees, which could help these drivers out and give them a little bit more. 2 EOL penalties going out to Steve Vest and Jacob Phillips.
Yeah, maybe per their request, heading to the back of the field here, just trying to get a feel for this track as they get rolling here. It is a cheese grater, like you said, and if you get loose and up in that wall, it's could be game over in a hurry.
That it could be. The pace car will pull into that awkward pit road entry at a turn 4, and our field will make their way onto the front straightaway. It's Aaron Smith on the inside. It's Braxton Deweese on the outside. We're green at Darlington.
Here we go, and to the surprise of no one, that yellow 70 out in front, already looking to control the race. Braxton Deweese catching a little bit of the wall there, shoots down to the bottom of the track in front of Sobchak. Scary moment as they're going to come through these turns side by side, but we got a new leader. Rye Jones sneaks around Aaron Smith on the bottom to take the lead here. All this action, we're just getting ourselves back to the start-finish line.
Rye Jones does not care about tire wear right now. He wants the lead of the race. This track is notoriously hard to pass at, and he wants as much track position as he can get. Aaron Smith looks like he's taking it a little easier, being a little more cautious, making his tires last for the long run here, and that's why he sits in second right now as Braxton Deweese tries to run a little higher through this corner back in third to set up that move on the 70 car of Aaron Smith. He's right behind him right now. Don't think he's going to have the run down to the inside this time, but he will look to get that move done before too long.
It's all about that delicate balance of track. Uh-oh, that's Deweese way sideways dirt tracking down onto the flat there. He's going to lose a couple of spots. Lucky it wasn't worse for him, as he just looked like he bit off more than he could chew and went for a spin down onto the apron there. Able to collect it and keep on rolling.
He caught the wall, and that thing went way sideways on him. He was lucky he was able to keep it in. Oh, we got early drama. Devin Jack has just disconnected from the session. Some kind of internet issue for the 49 car, and that is the driver who sits 4th in points out of the race in the first 3 laps. So that's really going to shake up the point standings, as right now you got the 25 of Chris Pierce making a dive up the inside here. This is for P13, trying to hold off Jay Heisman on the top line. Chris Pierce, another driver who's kind of up in that upper echelon in the point standings, but he started pretty far back tonight, and he's already lost 2 spots, so he is going to need to be on it here if he wants a chance to get a good points finish.
Yeah, that's a really unfortunate disconnect there. I'm sure the frantically moving about to try to get that internet reconnected just to get back out here and continue to get some kind of laps in for Devin Jack, but unfortunate that that's the way the cookie crumbles out here in the SRL League once in a while, and in iRacing in general. But Chris Pierce if you notice, he's dropped back a few spots, as you mentioned, Sky, but he's getting real high up tight to that wall, and you notice just a little plume of smoke the last few laps coming off that right rear as he is absolutely trying to push that car to its limit and just a little bit beyond. Looks like he's backed it up just a little bit in the most recent handful of turns here just to keep it straight, but looking really good, trying to make up some ground.
Man, Rye Jones is gone. 1.4 second lead over Aaron Smith. That 70 car has been so dominant here over the last few weeks in the Stand-Up Fight Series. Aaron Smith, winner of the last 3 races. 2 of those races he started on pole, and also in the last 2 of those races he led every single lap. So it's kind of rare to see a driver who isn't Aaron Smith out front, seeing as he's led about more than 100 laps straight here in this series. Rye Jones will look to upset him here tonight as he is really using up what he's got early to try to get away.
Yeah, and I wonder how long that'll last for Rye Jones as that continues on. Now he's out to over a 1.5 second lead over Aaron Smith. Just how long can that be sustained before Aaron Smith decides to put his foot to the floor and reel him back in? It's one of the tough things about this track and about these cars, these high horsepower applications. They melt these tires off at this track as we've got 2 cars dicing it up, battling for the lead. Or battling for position, I should say. That's the 5 of Robert Bropst and the 87 of Patrick Colby. Bropst looking to make a move here. The last few turns just hasn't quite been able to figure out how to set this one up. Every time he goes high or low, he's met with a block by Patrick Colby to try to match the lines. You see a little bit of contact with the wall there for Bropst. He's got Chris Pierce in his rearview mirror now. Could get interesting here as they continue to battle all for 10th, 11th, and 12th position.
Robert Bropst pretty much runs a throwback scheme every week, so he had to go way back for this 5 car right here, as he's now under threat from Chris Pierce in the 25, trying to make his way back up through the field to where he started in P11. They'll stay side by side off the corner, but the 5 doesn't have the run, and he's going to smack the fence down there as we head into 3 and 4, into 1 and 2. Chris Pierce will be the one who gets that spot over Robert Bropst, who has struggled over the last few weeks to save tires, and we'll see if he can do a little better job of that here tonight.
Well, this is one of those tracks where if you choose not to save tires and push the envelope early, it'll really punish you as the night goes on. We're only 11 laps into this race with 108 more to go as we continue on here tonight. Going to be a long run for these guys and these tires. Already a little bit of wall contact throughout the field as we keep it rolling here. These 2 cars getting close together here. That's a great throwback scheme. Well, he runs that scheme every week. That's the 28. That's Chris Smith. Very retro style scheme from Chris Smith. Just looks right here at Darlington.
Tire fall off is already starting to play a little bit of a role here. Drivers are about 3 laps, or excuse me, not 3 laps, about 0.3 of a second off where they were at the start of this race over the course of 12 laps. Chris Smith, one of those drivers, we've seen some drivers up to about 0.5 second off if they're having particularly rough laps. So we'll see how that shakes out tonight. And we have got word from Devin Jack. It was a game crash. His game just completely froze up, died on him as we came to the green flag, and he has officially retired the car for the night behind the wheel of the 49. So that will really affect his ability to try and reel Aaron Smith back in the point standings here. Aaron Smith is going to have to try to reel back in Rye Jones, who has his foot to the floor, still rattling off better lap times in that 91 car.
Yeah, it looks like he's almost 2 seconds ahead now. Just absolutely foot through the floor, trying to get as much separation between he and Aaron Smith. And I really can't say I blame him with just how dominant Aaron Smith has been. This run that he's had over the last few races, winning all these races, leading all these laps, 3 pole positions this year for Aaron Smith. The guy has just absolutely dominated everywhere he's gone. And tonight, could we see a new winner? Rye Jones is going to put himself in that conversation here, at least in the early going.
Man, he's all the way up on that wall, running just inches off of it through the center of the corner there. trying to maximize everything he can. Maybe going to run a little bit of a different line in 3 and 4 with how different these corners are. This tends to be a bit more of a diamond strategy for the drivers. Enter low, slide up a little bit, and then enter back low, although not as much sliding up the track as you would see in a cup car here in these Gen 4s. Those drivers are staying pretty tight to the inside through 3 and 4. Aaron Smith in the wall pretty good back here in the 70.
That's exactly what Rye Jones is hoping to see as he continues to try to put some more of a gap between he and Aaron Smith, I apologize. Trying to put that gap between the two. It's giving yourself that track position and then hoping you can have a driver make mistakes as we watch the 8 bounce off the wall there. That's Braxton DeWeese pushing it real hard. Takes a little bit of a bounce off the wall there as he's chasing down Chris Smith, who's ripping the top. I mean, if you're going to use your tires, you might as well use them for all they're worth. And these drivers are absolutely pushing it just as far as they can, getting every little bit out of it. And Rod Jones already coming up and around here on some slower traffic. It's the 42 of Paul Thomas in screen as Rod Jones continues to set the pace here at Darlington.
Run some really good laps there. We'll see if he kind of falls off over the course of the next few. He already is starting to fall off a little bit, but we're 20 laps into what'll be, if you pit at equidistance here, so 40, 40, 40 on the 2 sets of tires you have in the pits. Halfway through the run, he's really not falling off as much as you would expect here. He's only now going a little bit slower than Aaron Smith, and he's pulled out a 2-second lead here, so maybe this could be the strategy. With a lowered track temperature tonight of only 73 degrees, Rye Jones might be able to keep it out front here for a little bit longer, and this might prove to be maybe not the winning strategy for the 91 car as Aaron Smith is starting to reel him back in, but a pretty dang good strategy for him as he takes the line to start lap 21, and he's still running basically even pace with Aaron Smith.
I really like the strategy choice. Go out there, run as hard as you can, as quick as you can, right at the beginning. Hope that you don't get any cautions. Get yourself in there for some green flag pit stops. Have that advantage coming to pit road. Try not to make any mistakes and continue to hold that track position as the race goes on. It's one that, you just get to see the most out of the driver, and especially a driver like Rye Jones when he gives it everything he's got. You're in for a show. So if you're tuned in here tonight, this one's just firing up. Rye Jones and Aaron Smith will be what we're looking at the front of this field, what I would presume to be most of the evening. But I wouldn't count out Scotty Sobczak. He's been hanging back there just watching, lying in wait. We'll see if we have anybody who can challenge these two. But Rye Jones right now just absolutely out and away here in this early stage.
Yeah, Rye Jones is putting on a clinic up front. We haven't seen too much of him at the very, very front of these races over the course of the year. Hasn't really been the season he would want. We know he's capable of a lot of speed, but he only sits 13th in points right now. Hasn't led any laps since the second race of the season at Atlanta, and it's been a disastrous last few weeks. 26th at Charlotte, ended up out of the race before the green flag, really. Ended up out of the race early at Indy, finished 26th, and then ended up out of the race on lap 15 at Road America, finishing 15th. So 3 races, 3 DNFs for Rye Jones, and a win here would go a long way towards putting him back on the right track for the rest of the season. As the battle is brewing around P14, this is Nick Dicer making the pass in the 00. You got Jacob Phillips right there behind him on the high side, and that's Matt Kuntz in the 13. Right there in 16th. Nick Dicer, your biggest mover tonight, has jumped from 21st to 14th over the course of our 24 laps.
Yeah, Dicer rolling his line right there, getting around the 56. Looked like he was going to be able to get that one done with his eyes closed. Oh, the 56 there getting a little bit loose. Looked like he was able to collect it, but a little bit of a snap there as they were entering the corner. As they continue to push through here, Matt Kuntz. The next in line to get around is, there we go, Phillips having some trouble. Maybe we're seeing the first indications of that tire wear here tonight. as this track, once it gets slippery on you, it gets slippery in a hurry, things feel greasy, and the back end of that car just wants to kick out. You know, you feel the air start to pack, and the tires are loose, and that car can get away from you and slip around in a real hurry. Interesting to see if any of the other drivers here tonight we start to see that from the other drivers here tonight as we continue on here, lap 27 of 120.
We have had a second DNF on tonight's race. Paul Thomas has pulled it down to the pits. He's called it quits, or I guess more accurately, he parked it in the middle of the front straightaway and then towed it back to the pits, but wasn't really any particular contact. He didn't hit anything. He just kind of decided maybe he was in last place and didn't want to go anymore, and he has opted to stop in the middle of the track and call it a night. So that will be the end of the 42 car, and that'll take us down to 19 in the race here at Darlington as Rye Jones narrowly avoiding the wall. Might have scraped it there once or twice, depending on what iRacing says. It was showing the smoke, but it didn't look like he was actually in contact with the fence. Either way, he's still out front. He's still leading. You can see him running a little bit higher than Aaron Smith is in 3 and 4 there. We'll see if that ultimately ends up being the line that works or not. Tire wear is really starting to come into effect now, as drivers are running about a second slower than they were at the start of this race. Rye Jones has gone from a 29.17 to a 30.3 over these last 30 laps, and Aaron Smith is closing in.
Yeah, that 2-second lead for Rye Jones has now been cut by almost a full second down, as he's going to look to hold off Aaron Smith up there at the front. Aaron Smith absolutely putting his foot down here now. It feels like managing that tire just a little bit better than Rye Jones. Jones was looking to run that strategy to get out and away and use it up, try to fend off the 70. The 70's getting ready to roll here, and we could see a battle for the lead brew in just the next few laps.
We will see if we get a battle for the lead here come into effect, as we are on lap 31 now. We'll see what the pit strategy ends up being. This is a 2-stop race or a 1-stop race. I think if we stay green, we could see a 1-stop strategy here, but there will be some drivers with the increased tire wear that always happens at Darlington who might try that 2-stop strategy, thinking that using both of their sets of tires early could pay off. We will see how it goes. It'll really all come down to when you pit and who you pit with here at Darlington tonight, as Aaron Smith is really starting to catch that 91 car of Rye Jones. What was a 2-second gap just about 6 or 7 laps ago has gone down to a 1-second gap and closing. It's now 0.9. Aaron Smith getting there pretty rapidly, and he's also pulling away from the 81 of Scotty Sobczak in the process. We'll see if he can keep this momentum up and hound Rye Jones for the lead here before too long.
Yeah, if I'm Rye Jones, I'm getting ready to get a mirror full's worth of that yellow 70 machine. Throughout the rest of the field, though, everything relatively calm. Everybody nose to tail lined up, just trying to get these laps taken care of. Seen a few cars get a little bit squirrely here, but everybody getting into that rhythm, that muscle memory here tonight that everyone will develop at Darlington, just trying to keep it off the wall and managing the throttle, keeping those tires underneath of you. But the battle for the lead is one that you're going to want to keep your eyes on. If you're just tuning in, it's Rye Jones and Aaron Smith running 1 and 2. Smith chasing down Jones now 0.7 of a second as they continue to run around here. The 88, that's James Danforth, took a big slide. He loses 2 spots. Patrick Colby and Chris Pierce skate by as we have the 67 coming down. That's potentially first round of pit stops. Derek Fike coming in, getting some tires, saying, all right, I've had enough. Let's see if that kicks anything off here as we are on lap 35. We talked about earlier, 40 is the kind of the magic number. Another taker, Jacob Phillips on pit road. We saw him slipping and sliding a few laps ago. You see that side of the car go up. You're going to get some fresh Goodyear Eagles, some fuel, as the leaders continue to dice it up. Just a half a second now between Smith and Jones as Bry Jones way up high on the track there, trying to get every inch of what it's worth. He knows he's losing time. Less than half a second now for Aaron Smith. He's gaining ever so slightly every single corner here at Darlington. It's going to be quite a battle.
We've seen 2 cars pit there with Derek Fike and Jacob Phillips, but the thing is, both of those cars were running last before pitting. They were 18th and 19th. They came in the pits. They came out 18th and 19th. So I think we're going to need to see someone a little further up the field come down if we want to see a trend emerge. And Jacob Phillips has actually gotten a black flag.
Hey partner, I'm Barry, your pocket crew chief, the very first AI-powered mechanic for sim racing. Got a car that's a little loose or tight? Just tell me how it's handling, and I'll whip up instant setup recommendations just for you. Want me to get even more precise? Snap a picture of your setup, and I'll fine-tune it to perfection. And hey, I'm not just about giving orders. I'll explain why every adjustment matters, so you can really understand your ride. I'll even teach you the science behind the setup. Ever wonder why the track bar is so important? I've got the answer. With Pocket Crew Chief, I'll make you smarter, faster, and race ready. So what are we waiting for? Let's build to win.
Have audio now. All the technical issues have been resolved here on Slingshot TV as Chris Pierce has made his way into the pits on lap 60. He is coming down as part of this one-stop strategy, and we expect to see quite a few others come down with him. Aaron Smith's still out on the racetrack, but Peter Stewart has made the move down pit road along with Chris Smith, who was the last car still on that strategy, and Aaron Smith is going to make laps as long as he can to make this second run as short as possible.
Well, here he comes now to pit road, the 70 of Aaron Smith. Whoaing it up in a big way, trying to get down to pit road speed. And it's about that time, lap 61 for the leader as he's going to get 4 fresh tires. Funny to still see, though, Aaron Smith on the top of that leaderboard. Rye Jones running in second, still 13. The time melting away, but still double digits here as Aaron Smith is pulling into his pit box.
He will do that right now. And Rye Jones will pass him here for the lead of the race. That 91 car with a 5-second lead over Johnny Rapp. He is by far the leader of the cars on this two-stop strategy. But Aaron Smith is going to be on that one-stop strategy, and this will be his last pit stop of the race. So, as we head around, if this stays green, it's all going to come down to how these strategies balance out when it's all said and done. A 15-second gap here for Aaron Smith is far from the worst thing in the world, as he will work to just run the best laps he can while also probably saving a little bit of fuel in order to make it to the end of this race.
It's going to be interesting to see how this one unfolds with these two strategies, these competing strategies. Is can Jones now create a big enough cushion for himself where he can manage that tire, manage his fuel run to hold off Aaron Smith, who's going to have better tire, more fuel on this one-stop strategy? Only time will tell. We're going to find out. 70 getting it done, back on track.
You're going to see some of these cars who were on this one-stop strategy go rocketing around some of the other drivers right now. Chris Smith in the 28 trying to pass the 88 of James Danforth. And you will see, even though it's only about a 7-lap difference, as Danforth was one of the later cars to come down, he's going quite a bit faster. It was 0.3 of a second last time for Chris Smith. He's a little slower as he's going to pound the wall there. Both cars up into the fence in 1 and 2. That'll really hurt Chris Smith's ability to close, but he will try it again as we head into turns 3 and 4. Last time around, it was a 29.7 for Danforth, a 29.4 for Chris Smith, so we know that he has the pace in that 28 car. Look at that. Cleaves off about a 10.5 there, just in that corner, to get himself back towards the 88.
And you see just how fast, even despite hitting the wall, that Chris Smith is able to pull back up to the rear bumper of Danforth over the last lap and a half. Unbelievable as he looks to the bottom side there, trying to make this pass happen. It's this kind of racing, though, as we get through these different pit strategies that we'll see here as we get into the second stage of this race. The latter stage, I should say. Everybody just getting by one another nice and easy for the time being. And it's going to be all eyes on the 70 of Aaron Smith trying to run up the field. Wow, as a tight deal there.
Derek Fike in the 67 just hit the wall in front of 2 of your leaders there. That was a close moment. We got quite a few cars a lap down. In fact, only 10 are on the lead lap now after 67 green flag laps at Darlington. So you're seeing some of these incidents with lap cars here as things get a little bit hairy. Peter Stewart right now is in one of those situations on the inside of Josh Ward. That 92 car sits in 4th, chasing down DeWeese in 3rd. Two of those cars who are on that 2-stop strategy. Josh Ward on 8-lap newer tires than DeWeese is. So we'll see if he's able to catch and pass him here, or if that 8 will continue to give him fits.
Yeah, all the while, the 9 car, that's Peter Stewart. Looks like he's got a full head of steam now. Going to get around Josh, or get to the bottom of Josh Ward. Looks like he's making a move to get around him. Thought better of it and backed off. This is a little bit of a trio here, racing all different strategies for all different positions. Sparks flying, rubber burning. We've got ourselves a race here as we come back around this time. It'll be lap 70 of 120.
And Peter Stewart is one of those cars who's on the 1-stop strategy. So even though he's got by far the newest tires out of the cars in this group, he doesn't really have the car or the pace that he needs in order to actually get around them, which is going to be a major problem for him when it comes to defending his spot on this strategy. If he can't pass these cars who are on much older tires, he's really going to struggle to keep his position in that 9 car. He's saved enough fuel to make it onto that 1-stop, but I just don't know if it's going to pay off for him here as he continues to be stuck behind this battle with DeWeese and Ward. He'll look down to the inside here in that 9, but the 92, he's going to slide job the 92. Ward up into the fence there. Door banging with Peter Stewart, but he still holds the spot over that lap car, who is getting very impatient.
Yeah, you saw the 9 try to make that move work. A little bit of a touch and go moment, not a ton of consequence from that. It's not hard to get your competitor loose and get them spun the wrong direction, but those two back playing nice with one another. I can imagine the patience of the 9 of Peter Stewart is running thin. He knows he's faster. He knows it's time to go. He's going to get his chance to make this pass happen. It's just about how patient he wants to be with the 92 of Josh Ward, who's running up there in P4, wants to hold on to that position on the strategy he's got. Peter Stewart running back in 12th. So this is a battle for really just position on the track to set themselves up for what's coming next here as we continue on in this race. What a lot of exciting racing from these guys right now. Oh, up in the wall there. A little bit of a ride there from Peter Stewart.
A little bit loose there for the driver of the 973 laps. Clean and green here tonight at Darlington. Another long... Oh, well, I said that, and not anymore, because the 5 of Robert Brobst is around. We made it about 45 minutes. I thought I was safe from that curse. Dang.
We had a great run of green flag racing there. Not sure exactly what happened there. It just looked like the 70 of Aaron Smith checked up, and the 5 of Robert Brobst just got into his rear, and that's it. You see the bumper missing off the front of Brobst there. Doesn't look like that 70 car took too much damage, but that seems to be where the contact was. We'll get the replay here as they were getting up into the wall. It was the other way around.
He let off pretty early there in the 5 car. You can kind of see not just Aaron Smith close in on him there as that car went around, but the other car who was outside there, that was Patrick Colby in the 87, also went pretty deep in. I wonder if the 5, just on older tires, was trying to do something. I don't really know, but he lets off kind of earlier than I think Aaron Smith or Aaron Jones is expecting. Aaron Smith was expecting there, and that was the contact.
Yeah, that's certainly one that will leave us kind of curious, I guess. The 5 just looking to roll that corner a little different. The checkup happens, the contact happens, and here we are. Everybody down on pit road getting things taken care of here is strategy. This caution playing into the strategy of some of these drivers.
Yeah, everybody except for those drivers who are on the 1-stop strategy are coming in right here. DeWeese, Jones, Rapp, Ward all coming down. And it's going to be the 2 Smiths and Chris Pierce, the 3 cars that are going to stay out on, it's going to be decently old tires, 15 or so lap old tires here, and we will see what they do with that. I can't believe I cursed him like that. That might be the worst one I've ever had.
Almost instant. Some would say you're snapping
yeah.
your fingers up here, making it happen.
We made it 73 laps, and I thought about it, and I went, yeah, we've gone far enough. We usually run green in this series, and within 3 seconds, didn't even get to finish my sentence.
Well, that's the way it unfolds here at Darlington. That's why it's one of the tougher tracks. All these different tire strategies, drivers having to enter these corners at different speeds, take different lines, do different things, and sometimes there's a little bit of miscommunication, and not everybody knows what everybody's doing all the time, and you end up with exactly what we saw there.
Aaron Smith will be the leader, but I'm not sure if he'll hold it because he has kind of gotten the short end of the stick strategy-wise here. He's maybe banking on another caution in 20 or so laps. Everybody who came down right there does not have any more tires to make it to the end of this race. So if we get a caution on, say, lap 100, they'd be screwed. However, if this race goes green to the end, they're going to be the ones with the advantage, and it'll be Aaron Smith and Chris Smith up here in front of the field who are going to be in big trouble. It all comes down to if we get any more cautions, if we get those cautions at a particular time, and which strategy ultimately ends up prevailing here at Darlington. We've got 44 laps to go, and it's Smith and Smith on the front row. Aaron and Chris will take us down the front straightaway. We hit the restart zone. We're green at Darlington.
Nice clean green restart there for Aaron Smith, as he's going to get out and get up to the top side here and run that line. Getting ahead of the pack. But they're going to be chasing him down here. That's Chris Smith still in hot pursuit. Rye Jones back in the mix, running in third. Josh Ward, Chris Pierce, Johnny Rapp, all behind them.
As we continue to do battle all through the field here, drivers looking for position off this restart because it might be the best chance they have to get it. This is Nick Dicer and Braxton DeWeese in that 10 car. And the car in 10th, Braxton DeWeese goes flying around him. Dicer stayed out to get the wave around here. He's on older tires, and he is going to start to fall back through the field pretty rapidly, as opposed to these cars like DeWeese and Danforth, who are on fresh rubber and who are charging. Chris Pierce has already fallen back to 5th. He's been swallowed up by Rye Jones and Josh Ward. Rye Jones now for 2nd, easily clears Chris Smith. We know how fast this 91 can be on the short run, and if this thing stays green, he might get his first win of the season.
Yeah, the strategy playing right into his hands. Rye Jones is he's going to continue to chase Aaron Smith around the track. That's Josh Ward now getting a spot back on the 28 of Chris Smith. Wonder if we could have a three-way battle for the lead here in a few laps if the speed keeps up. But Rye Jones ever closing. He's going to get a chance to set himself up here in the next lap and a half. He peeks to the bottom, gets a look, not quite what he wanted. Down the Boeing backstretch. Going to ship it off into the top of turn 3 and 4. Carrying a ton of speed. Will he get the run off of 4? Jumps down to the bottom side. Back across the start-finish line. It's still Aaron Smith. Rye Jones trying to hover just underneath of the leader there. Can't quite hold on to the spot. The car's starting to get a little bit loose as we see the 92 of Josh Ward slip up and just get a little bit of spark off that wall. It's just that easy for these cars to lose some traction. As this top 3, we've got that battle pushing. Rye Jones looked to the bottom there, didn't like what he saw, trying to play defense and offense at the same time to get the position on Aaron Smith and play defense on Josh Ward. Throw a blanket over him. Uh-oh! Rye Jones in the wall!
And Rye Jones, we mentioned it earlier this race, 3 straight DNFs. It's not been his season. He was looking for the lead here tonight at Darlington, and that's going to make it 4 in a row for that 91 car. Rye Jones, pretty bad there.
Yeah, Rye Jones is going to be frustrated after that one, I think. Just running really, really tight with Josh Ward and trying to chase down Aaron Smith. Just one of those racing deals, but I do think you're right on the money there, Sky. There was some type of net code there. Didn't look like those drivers had made a tremendous level of contact, but enough to get the net code out and end Rye Jones's night. Really unfortunate stuff there for him.
Yeah, that is likely to be the end of his night. Couple other cars pretty heavily involved in that. You saw big hits for Chris Pierce as well. Samuel Stoner also heavily involved in that one. And that is going to be major damage for all of those cars. We had another unrelated DNF at the same time. Jay Heischman has called it a race. And you're going to see Chris Smith and Chris Pierce into the pits here with some damage. And that is going to leave Aaron Smith as the only car out here on this one-stop strategy. He's got 13 lap older tires than anybody else in the field. We'll see if this call for the 70 car ends up being the right one here tonight at Darlington.
Yeah, I think the best chance of a new winner in Rye Jones was Rye Jones, and now that that incident has occurred, it's going to be tough for these cars that are on this other strategy to really make up the ground they need. But if they get some on-track action to fall the way they need it to, it could play into their hands as the race goes on. Still lots of racing left to be done here tonight, as we're back under caution, lap 84 of 120 with Aaron Smith out in front. I tell you what, something about that 92 machine to Josh Ward. That car has really picked up the pace. I know they're on a little bit of fresher set, but good to see that 92 out there running at the front along with Johnny Rapp, Patrick Colby, James Danforth, Samuel Stoner. Great group of drivers up here competing for this front position.
We'll get the field back up double file here, and the lights on the pace car should turn off this time around, and we'll get ready to get back rolling with 34 to go here tonight at Darlington. The 70 car of Aaron Smith is on older tires, and he's chosen the top on this restart. The 92 at Josh Ward is going to look to steal one away here on the bottom, and he's got a whole bunch of hungry cars like Johnny Rapp and Patrick Colby behind him. We head down the back straightaway. We get ready to roll. The field slowly grouping up here. Only 11 cars right now on the lead lap. As we make our way through 3 and 4. This final run is really going to decide everything here tonight at Darlington. Aaron Smith, on much older tires than anybody else, is just going to have to do all he can to hold off. But we saw how fast Josh Ward and Rye Jones were charging before that caution. The 92's got some damage. How will that affect him? Who knows? Time to find out. Green flag once again at Darlington.
Aaron Smith able to jump out right away, grab that track position back. Even on those older tires, you'd think maybe they'd slip, maybe he'd have a little trouble. Not Aaron Smith, as he is hard charging. Speaking of hard charging, the 92, Josh Ward, charging down to the bottom of the track, ready to make the move for the lead on those fresher set of tires. He's door to door with just a nose of an advantage out ahead of Aaron Smith on the bottom line. Ward's still going to stay side by side as they've got company from Patrick Colby filling the mirror up of Smith, now down to the bottom line with Ward. Oh, Smith in the wall. He's sliding. Can he hold on to a dirt track? And he's sideways. Oh, it's going to bring out a caution. Not a ton of contact as they don't get too gathered up. But that is going to cost Aaron Smith just getting loose, out of control, and going to cost him some track position here. Those tires maybe a little older than Aaron Smith would like as we get to the replay here on Slingshot TV.
92 car is going to dive it in inside of him here. There's not really any contact there. The 70 just hits the outside wall, takes an awkward balance as he tries to pull it off and cannot save it. And it is the rarest of rare things here on Slingshot TV. A mistake from Aaron Smith. It's not going to take him out of the race, but it is going to give him quite a bit of damage, and it is going to send him right back through the field. And now he will finally pit for tires behind the wheel of that 70 car, and he will have to drive it all the way back up through the field from, looks like it's going to be 11th to 1st if he wants a shot at getting this victory tonight here at Darlington. He will come into the pits. He'll be joined by Braxton DeWeese, who I think is just coming down to fix damage because he doesn't have any tires left. And we will see if he's able to get back up there and contend, or if we're going to get a first-time winner here tonight with Ward, Colby, and Stoner up here in the top 3.
You talk about shakeups. This a big one here tonight. Aaron Smith looked to be in control of this race. He's led a ton of laps here this season in the Stand-Up Fight Series. Just pushed it a little bit too hard, but these drivers at the front are going to continue to push it hard. Josh Ward, Patrick Colby, Samuel Stoner, and Johnny Rapp, the front 4 here as we continue to pace the field. Coming around next time to lap 90. Laps ticking away. Sense of urgency rising. Patience dissipating. These drivers going to be in a hurry to get where they need to go and hold on tight. That's going to be the key. Holding on tight. Once they get up and make those passes that are just so crucial. Track position here worth its weight in gold.
We are going to set it to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll have the restart on Slingshot TV. Stay tuned.
Hey partner, I'm Barry, your pocket crew chief, the very first AI-powered mechanic for sim racing. Got a car that's a little loose or tight? Just tell me how it's handling, and I'll whip up instant setup recommendations just for you. Want me to get even more precise? Snap a picture of your setup, and I'll fine-tune it to perfection. And hey, I'm not just about giving orders. I'll explain why every adjustment matters, so you can really understand your ride. I'll even teach you the science behind the setup. Ever wondered why the track bar is so important? I've got the answer. With Pocket Crew Chief, I'll make you smarter, faster, and race ready. So what are we waiting for? Let's build to win.
We are back here on Slingshot TV at Darlington, and Rye Jones has left the session. He is officially done for the night. And that is a driver who looks so promising. Looked like he had a great chance to grab his first win of the season, who will instead take home his 4th consecutive DNF. Whole new look to the front row here. It's going to be Josh Ward and Patrick Colby heading down into the restart zone. Ward is the control car. It's a great jump for him. And we're green with 30 to go from Darlington.
Yeah, better than great. That jump is going to give him a great opportunity to build that gap almost a half a second out here on Patrick Colby in second place. The 87 car is, they're mixing it up back there a little further in the pack. A lot of racing side by side here as they're just getting refired. Going to really test the patience as we see some action in the wall there. 2 cars, the 88. And I believe that was Samuel
Stoner wrecked there on the inside. No caution, because I assume he spun that thing off the racetrack, but that is major damage for that car after some contact with the nose of James Danforth sent him down into there. See it right there. Boom.
Yeah, the back end of that car making a lot of contact. That car has to be in trouble in terms of repair. I wouldn't be surprised if that car just goes straight to the garage for Stoner. That was a big hit.
That was a huge hit for that car, and he might be done for the night here. Would not surprise me as cars continue to drop. This has really become a race of attrition here late at Darlington, and Josh Ward in the 92 is the one who is mastering it at the moment. The driver who sits 12th in points, doesn't even have a top 5 this year, is looking to grab his first win of the season. But Patrick Colby Johnny Rapp, Chris Smith are not going to let him go. None of these drivers have a win tonight. In fact, I don't think anybody still in the field has a win tonight. Aaron Smith could do it. He's back in 9th, but that car is really struggling with damage. It's struggling to make its way through traffic. He would need a miracle if he's to get back up front tonight. Scotty Sobczak still trapped a lap down after that minute-long pit stop. And Brian Brobst not in the race tonight. He was busy, so this is going to be all of these cars in the top 8 going for their first win of the season in week 7 here at Darlington. And we're side by side for the lead. Patrick Colby to the inside of Josh Ward. Who's going to get it done out of turn 4? The momentum goes towards Ward, but they're still side by side across the line. Meanwhile, behind him, Chris Smith takes 3rd. Can he join this fight? It's a huge send for Colby, but that's what he needs. He's your new leader exiting turn 2.
What a move by Patrick Colby to get the job done there. Ward washed up a little bit, wasn't quite able to hang on to it as Colby makes the move. Chris Smith now going to look to make the move on the 92 of Josh Ward. He's got his hands full as Smith heads down to the bottom there, trying to make it work off into turn 1. If you're Patrick Colby, you love seeing this in your rearview mirror. These guys battling it out all the while. He gets more and more of a lead. 8/10 out now ahead of Chris Smith in the 28, who finally makes that move on the 92, Josh Ward. The rest of the field coming in a hurry here. That's Peter Stewart and Johnny Rapp trading positions as they're side by side with Braxton DeWeese in tow between those 3 cars as they come back across the start-finish line. For now, it'll be Johnny Rapp that leads the trio.
Peter Stewart up there in 6th, trying to recover from what was initially a really bad strategy call. He was on that one-stop strategy, couldn't pass anybody, couldn't do anything, fell way back through the field, but he's kept it up here on the lead lap, and now he is in P6. He's got fresher tires than Rapp, Ward, and Colby, but I think the real driver those cars are going to need to watch out for is the hard-charging 8 car of Braxton DeWeese. Another driver who doesn't have a win this season, and a driver who pit only 10 laps ago. I don't think he's got fresher tires. I think he came down to fix damage, but he sure has a ton of speed in that 8 car. We'll check if he came down, because he is moving, trying to get to the outside of Johnny Rapp, as both of these cars catch up to Josh Ward, who's fallen to 3rd. Chris Smith is your driver in pursuit of Patrick Colby for the race lead. And last time around, Chris Smith was almost 2/10 quicker. He is closing that gap.
It's going to be a battle of tire wear here. Chris Smith closing that gap, as you mentioned. Braxton DeWeese, though, talking about him, this is a driver that drives hard all the time. Had some chances earlier in the year to grab wins. Has always run at the front. He has a particular kind of track that he seems to be comfortable at in the races that I've seen him run in my time here calling from the booth. But when he has a full head of speed here, he knows how to hold on to it. And he has a ton of rotation through the corner there, trying to get back to the bumper of the 52 of Johnny Rapp and carry that momentum. Setting up for a good battle here now as Rapp has closed the gap on Josh Ward. Ward just absolutely playing hard to get, hard defense. Not letting them skate by on his watch as they're going to have to work for that spot. The 92 continues just to keep his foot in it, try to make something happen.
52 of Johnny Rapp is taking a little bit of a peek to the inside there, but ultimately not quite having enough to get anything done. It can be so hard to pass here as DeWeese got right up to the bumper of the 52 and had to back out and now scrapes the wall down the front straightaway. Could that be what Peter Stewart needs to get something going? Not quite yet. The 9 car still sits back there as all of these drivers run right up on the wall, using every inch of pavement in 1 and 2 to try and maximize their run down the back straightaway. As Johnny Rapp is right up to the bumper of Josh Ward. What can he do out of the corner? Not much yet. It can be so hard to pass here. You're seeing that right now as Chris Smith has rapidly caught Patrick Colby for the lead of the race. That battle could happen soon as we continue to watch the one for third. This is going to be a great finish. 17 to go at Darlington.
As we watch these battles develop for the lead for third, slow and steady, it's Aaron Smith. Just gained another spot. He's up to 8th position from 11th after that incident where he got a little sideways up into the wall there, brought out that last caution. We'll keep our eye on that yellow Gen 4 car there. He's tucked in behind the 88 of James Danforth. As we finally get the 52 of Johnny Rapp able to make the move on the 92 of Josh Ward on the inside. Ward going to stick to the top here as Rapp is going to march forward here. Braxton DeWeese next in line to try to get around the 92. He's going to look to that inside. He's going to have a little bit of a wiggle. Decides to just tuck it back up here for the time being. Just, you see how hard these drivers have to work to pass one another. Obviously nobody giving anybody any breaks here tonight. Every race, every position counts. These points mean everything. Braxton DeWeese knows that better than anybody as he dives down into the corner there, door to door with the 92 award. Looks like he's going to get the job done. Clears him on the exit of turn 4. Starts to drive away, and that's going to set up Peter Stewart. Peter Stewart door to door with Josh Ward now. Everybody making this move happen. Ward on older tires on a different pit strategy here. Not quite able to hang in there against this group. Aaron Smith now getting around Danforth is putting his name kind of in the conversation back here as we have Chris Smith and Patrick Colby giving us a little bit of entertainment here in the battle for the lead. Ripping the top line, trying to get as much speed as they can out of these cars. Chris Smith closing that gap in a rush. I don't know, Sky, in the next lap or two, I feel like you're going to see Chris Smith make that aggressive move to the bottom, try to take a little bit of track position away from that 87 and put himself in a position here to win at Darlington, potentially. Laps are clicking away. Lap 109.
Laps are running down rapidly here, and Chris Smith rapidly ran down Patrick Colby in the 87 car. He's going to take a little look to the outside there as Colby maybe gave him something down low, but he couldn't get it. He's going to go all the way under the white line. Big move for the 28 of Chris Smith there, but it's not able to work, and that'll hurt his momentum off the corner. Colby ran the higher line, so he'll have the better run down the front straightaway. Working back down now with 11 to go in the battle for the lead. Chris Smith is running better up top. Could that be what he needs? Not quite there either. Colby is doing a great job of blocking these lines, putting Chris Smith in the dirty air, and continuing to hold that car off. We are so close down here at the end of the race. Let's see what the lap times are as we take 10 to go. For Patrick Colby, 30.122. For Chris Smith, it's a 10th slower at 32.68. What a job by that 87 car to put the 28 in the dirty air and keep him behind.
Yeah, it's all hands on deck there for Patrick Colby. He is up on that wheel, making it happen. He knows Chris Smith's got a little bit of an edge on him, and it's going to take everything he's got to keep him from passing him in the closing stages here. Can't help but keep my eye on that 70 car still as he's up now around Josh Ward. Running in 6th position behind Peter Stewart and Braxton DeWeese. Johnny Rapp in sole possession of that 3rd position from that earlier battle we had seen. Aaron Smith gets a little bit of the wall there. We'll see how much time he really has left to get a run toward the front. Maybe not a race he's in a position to win here tonight, but definitely looking to salvage some positions after that earlier incident. As I don't want to jinx it, but looking pretty good for a new winner here tonight at Darlington.
Patrick Colby is in the position to be that winner right now as Chris Smith is trying to find any new line that he can to put himself ahead of that 87 car, and Colby's in the fence a little. Bad run out of the corner. 28 gets right up to his bumper, but he doesn't make the move. He backs out a little bit. And Chris Smith will have to re-rack. He does seem to be faster on entry and through the middle in 1 and 2. And Patrick Colby has done such a good job of getting that car out of the corner, and the 28 just doesn't really seem to be able to match that line that he's running. The 28 will look high again here in 3 and 4. We'll see if he gets the run. It worked for him a little bit last time, but he didn't take the move. Will he take the move this time as we take 6 to go at Darlington? No, he won't. Patrick Colby holding on as Chris Smith is into the fence, and that'll cost him a little bit of time.
Yeah, that might be one that he looks back on and sees as the incident that loses him the momentum to make a move to win this race. Not over just yet. Might have the time to make this run back up to the bumper of Patrick Colby, but with what we've seen in the difficulty level of passing here tonight at Darlington, any little bit of time lost up on the wall, that first mistake from either of these drivers is going to cost them dearly. These two just really playing chicken with the wall and trying to use up as much of that track as they can as they look to get a leg up on one another here. As we only have 4 laps to go, 3 to go this time by, as you see them flying through the exit of 4. Colby a little bit loose. He's going to let Chris Smith get back up to him there with that little bit of a wiggle.
Here we go, 4 to go at Darlington. Who's going to be the one to bring it home as we head down the back straightaway? Patrick Colby continues to hold the momentum. Chris Smith is going to do everything he can. He's taking shots at that 87 car, but amazing defense for Patrick Colby continues to keep Chris Smith behind. 3 to go with the line this time. What can the 28 car do? He takes a little bit of a look to the inside there, has to back out. It was a big send, and it's one that's not really gonna pay dividends as we exit turn 2. The 87 car holds the lead, and Chris Smith needs to find something.
Not for a lack of trying. He's searching around for every little bit of racetrack he can to try to squeeze all the speed he can out of that car. He's looking to the high side. Doesn't quite have the momentum. Looking all over, searching around as Patrick Colby just has to keep his foot down here, run consistent, not make any mistakes. Chris Smith ready to pounce at a moment's notice as these two drivers are just absolutely up on this wheel right now. Patrick Colby wants to leave Chris Smith in the dust.
Right now he's doing it as Chris Smith banks it off the wall once again. This might be the biggest gap he's had all of the last 10 laps. White flag is in the air for the 87 car of Patrick Colby. He continues to hold off Chris Smith. Colby came into this race with only 1 top 5 on the season. He was second at Charlotte, so close to getting the win back at that 1.5 miles. This time, just a month later, he might be able to avenge himself. It's one last send for Chris Smith. He ends up in the fence, and he's not going to do it. Off turn 4, Patrick Colby grabs his first win of the season at Darlington.
These two drivers, Patrick Colby and Chris Smith, absolutely putting on a show here tonight. Unbelievable back and forth. 28 trying to chase down the 87 of Colby there at the end. Almost looked like he was ready to melon man it off the top wall there at Darlington. But what a win. Patrick Colby in the right place at the right time and able to do all the right things to not just get out front, but stay out front and be the 3rd new winner here in the Stand-Up Fight Series this season.
We'll let you listen to him burn it down here. We're going to send it to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have interviews and your finishing results. Stay tuned.
Ready, set, let's go. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. There's nothing you can do to stop it. I've been on the way up 'cause I know I'm popping. Hits, no misses. Clean up like the dishes. Ain't no point in telling listen. Every level got a new devil. I'ma give them hell cause I don't know better. I'm a born winner, I'm going all the way up. There's nothing you can do to make me ever give up. Let's go. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. I'm getting close. I can taste it. I'm going up like a spaceship. I'm shaking the ground. I'm making it loud. I go to work when nobody's around. It's time to get it. It's time to go. It's time to shine. It's my time to blow.
We are back here from Darlington, and we're going to take a quick look at your finishing results before we get into interviews with your top 3 drivers tonight. Patrick Colby brings home the win. Chris Smith, second. Johnny Rapp, third. Braxton DeWeese, Peter Stewart get top 5 finishes tonight. Aaron Smith, who's won the last 3 races in this series, ultimately brings it home 6th, with Josh Ward, Nick Dicer, James Danforth, and Steve Vest rounding out your top 10.
At 11th, it's Chris Pierce. 12th, we've got Scotty Sobczak. And 13th, it's Matt Kuntz. 14th, Eric Fike. 15th, it's Robert Probst. 16th is Samuel Stoner. 17th is Jacob Phillips. Rye Jones, Jay Heishman, Paul Thomas round out the top 20. And in 21st, it's Devin Jack.
And rounding out your field here tonight, as you said, it's Devin Jack. We're going to get right into your interviews here with your top 3 finishers, and we will first call into the booth driver, the number 87 car, Patrick Colby. Patrick, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
First win of the season. How's it feel?
That feels amazing. I don't deserve to be here. We just had good cautions, and held off the 28 for as long as I could.
10th to 1st at a track that's kind of notoriously hard to pass. How did you get it done?
Man, we just stick with it all night. It's a track that you very much have to race the track itself, and it kind of came to us there. We got really fortunate cautions with Aaron and Bob. I think Aaron was going to have this race wrapped up, and then he spun out, and I was able to get by Josh and just kind of hang on. Really, that's really all it was just don't make a mistake and let Chris get the opportunity.
You were battling a lot with Chris at the end there. How were you trying to hold him off? Just take away the air, kind of?
Yeah, just really run like a smooth, consistent line and not give him the bottom, because I knew if I gave him the bottom, it was going to be over for me. It's really, really tough to hold the outside line, so it was just kind of like parking it on entrance to kind of back him up a little bit.
All right, anyone you have to thank tonight?
Yeah, my wife behind me, she always supports my shenanigans, and obviously my teammates over at Placeholder, Aaron and Scotty and Josh, they're great.
All right, congrats on the win tonight, and I see your profile picture, Boomer Sooner.
No, have some roll tide, baby.
Congrats on the win.
Thanks, guys.
We're now going to send it over to Sal, who is standing by with our second place finisher tonight, Chris Smith.
Chris Smith, a second place finish for you. Hard fought finish. You tried everything, threw everything in the kitchen sink at Patrick Colby there, trying to do something just to gain that little bit of an edge. What a run for you there, even to get back to him. A wild race out there. How was it from your seat?
Yeah, it was wild. It was, it was pretty tame there for the first half. Everything was, pretty calm and cool. And I thought there for a minute that, we were going to go green to the end. So I kind of stretched that first stint and, tried to put myself in a position. I was going to have to save probably about a lap and a half, 2 laps on that last run, but I was going to try to make it on one stop. And we got that caution, and, Aaron and I had kind of stretched it further than everybody else. So I thought that, Why not stay out and save the tires? And unfortunately, the caution just happened a little bit too fast. And then we just had a series of them and a lot of crashes right in front of us. And luckily, we avoided them all. And had a heck of a battle there with Patrick. I definitely didn't run second place on speed tonight, but hey, we'll take it.
I mean, absolutely. You trying to chase him down for that lead. We were watching you, man, just try to top line, middle line, bottom line, every which way. Looked like you were ready to ride the wall there at the end to make something work. Were you finding speed throughout the course of that run, or was it just one where he was able to back you up there on the bottom and just able to hold you off? I mean, obviously able to hold you off, but just one that gave you more trouble than anywhere else where he was playing defense.
Yeah, I like to run the bottom in 3 and 4 all night, but if he was just, he was riding right there on that seam and I couldn't get underneath him. So I was going to have to pass him up high there, if I was going to make the pass. And I kept on getting a run, on corner entry. I kind of rolled there, but about center off, I just couldn't put down the throttle up there without getting a little bit free on exit. And that was just killing my lap time, just killing my speed. So he was just he didn't make any mistakes. I really needed to get through 1 and 2 better than him, and be able to get the run down the back stretch and get side by side off of 2 going into 3. I felt like if I could get side by side going into 3, I can make the pass, but it's next to impossible to pass in 1 and 2 like on equal tires without us running into each other and crashing. And I really didn't want to do that. We were going for the win, and I know sometimes things happen, but I want to try to get by him clean. But hey, we'll take it. And like I said, he did a good job. He didn't make any mistakes there.
Well, we go from a track where it's hard to pass to a track where there's lots of passing next week at Talladega. How do you like your chances there?
Normally, the super speedways have been good to us in the past. Here lately, I enjoy racing them. I don't know how it's going to work out now since they've updated the draft model. I will admit I haven't run a speedway race in one of these things since they updated it, and I've heard that it's not as much fun as it used to be. I'm hoping that that's not true, or we're able to bring it. But I always look forward to just changing it up a little bit, and I can't wait to get out there and see what we got.
Cool. Anybody special you got to thank out there tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank you guys, everybody at Slingshot TV, Ellis and Johnny, you guys here in the booth here on Wednesday nights, guys on Monday night did an awesome job as well. Can't wait to get in the booth tomorrow night with Ellis as we begin a new series. So if you're tuning in tonight, make sure you tune in tomorrow night. I want to thank all the sponsors, Standup Fight Series, UD Awards, Evan Pienta for painting my scheme right here. Johnny, Robert, Scotty, all the league admins, Randy, for all their hard work. My mom and dad, if they're watching at home, and anybody watching tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Awesome. Well, congratulations again. P2 here for you tonight. Everybody, it's Chris Smith. We'll throw it back up to Sky.
Congrats, Chris, on the P2. We're now going to call into the booth our third place finisher tonight. That is the 52 with Johnny Rapp. Johnny, how you doing? Johnny Rapp, you got a copy?
Absolutely. What's happening?
What's good? Third place tonight. Best finish of the season for you. How's it feel?
It feels good to be back up in the booth. It's been all season long. I've been trying. Road America, I kind of threw away my chance there. But it's good to kind of avoid the chaos here tonight and get up here to talk to you guys.
Kind of ended up being a strategy race there for a lot of it. How did you feel with the strategy, especially over those green flag runs?
I was really curious to see how it was going to work out because I didn't feel like saving gas. And if you saved enough, you can make it on one stop. But I figured I would just pit like lap 40, lap 80 and see how that stacks out. I think it would have been pretty interesting. I think after our second stop, we might have been able to get up there and maybe battle in the top 5 there. But either way, all that was out the window with the cautions. And I kind of made my bed. I had to take my tires on lap 73 or whatever it was and just kind of hung on till the end there. It's a pretty exciting race.
How important is saving tires at a track like this where it's kind of famous for how much wear it has?
Yeah, I mean, there was there was a lot of fall off after a few laps, but I think those cautions that we had kind of kept everything cool, and it allowed my slightly older tires to kind of hang on. I kind of had a little bit of a run catching up to the leaders there at the end, but yeah, just not enough. But I'm pretty bad at it, so I mean, don't listen to me. But
what was your approach there over the course of that last run once you did take that final set of tires and have that last pit stop? Was it just go all out to the end?
Yeah, it was. Well, before the last caution, I was kind of trying to save it a little bit. I didn't want to burn them up just in case there was a caution. And, you know, maybe allow myself to kind of catch back up if we had a longer in run. But, yeah, we didn't. So, yeah, once that last one, I was kind of a little bit further back than I wanted to be. So, had to drive pretty hard. Had a great battle with Josh Ward there. And yeah, I mean, they had a great battle up front too. Wish I could have been up there, but just a second or so behind.
Anyone you have to thank tonight?
Well, first and foremost, you guys for putting on the show here. We always appreciate it. I love going back and watching the show. It's always exciting. Yeah, everybody that helps out with Slingshot Racing League here. We got UD Awards, High Ground, Evan Pieta Designs, and Phillips Wraps and Graphics Stand-Up Fight Series for coming on this season to sponsor the series. And all the fans watching at home, everybody that helps support the Slingshot series here, we really appreciate it. I think my dad's out there watching, so shout out, Dad. And yeah, everybody that showed up, we had a really good run tonight.
All right, congrats on P3 tonight, Johnny Rapp.
Thank you.
And that'll do it for tonight at Darlington. But looking ahead to next week, we take on the biggest track on the calendar, biggest oval on the calendar, because we did run Road America, Talladega. Sal, how you feeling about that one?
Oh, Talladega is one of those tracks that comes around on the schedule and your eyes get wide, whether you're in the car, in the booth, or in the stands, watching out there on the broadcast. This is one where it takes every little bit of precision to get the run you need and the space you need to make it happen, especially in these cars here with the updated drafting model, as Chris was talking about earlier. It's going to be one to keep your eyes peeled for. It's going to be an exciting race with these drivers.
That'll do it for us here tonight at Darlington. For Sal and Kobe up here in the booth with me, and for everybody at Slingshot TV and the Slingshot Racing League, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and have a great night.
Fellas, go have a good day today. Like I said, load all the fans. Thank you guys for coming out here. We got a great crowd today. Everybody listening at home.
If you push, I'm defiant.
Everybody enjoy
Just
the race.
try it. It is bound to get violent when you walk this way.
Do it. All four tires face the same direction at the end of this thing. Ready? Green, 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 green. Good, baby. Put the pressure on that little. You know what? You get it. Crash behind you. Just past halfway, bud. Just past halfway. A lot of racing to go. Take care of your stuff. That car up there is your next spot. Hit him. Yeah, man, let him come to you. Don't push him. White flag, nice and smooth. Checker flag.